Hi, it's the third day of my language studies. Yesterday I didn't have a chance to make the video, but last night and this morning I had such an incredible experience because I was on Facebook and I met someone who it turned out was from Kenya. Of course, she spoke perfect English and was writing perfect English, but I was able to actually write an introduction to her and chat with her writing in Swahili. And then this morning, I contacted a friend of mine who lives in Uganda, and again, I was able to write Swahili, telling him about the new house that I have, where I'm now living after the house burned down. So that was really exciting. That I actually was able to have a conversation in Swahili. So how am I doing? Well, I'm really loving doing this. My challenge is to really focus on memorizing vocabulary and trying to speak, because at this point I don't have anyone to speak to. Swahili is challenging in some ways. One of the things that I'm doing, because all of my books burnt and I don't have a language book for learning Swahili, is I'm just kind of learning it on the fly, researching on the internet. I am using a program called Duolingo, which I love. It's so much fun. If you want to learn a language, I highly recommend it. I'm looking forward to trying a couple of other apps that I've been exposed to. But mainly my learning is driven by the conversation that I want to have. And so in this case, I wanted to be able to tell people where I live. I live in the country of the United States, in the state of California, in the town of. So I was working with the word of, which, we would all think is super simple. But what I discovered was that in Swahili, there are different noun groups, and each noun group, there are 10 of them. And each of them have a different way to say of, and that varies if it is singular or plural. So there 20 ways of saying of, and you need to know which class all of the nouns fall into. So for example, you would say, I live in the country of Nichi Ya, but you'd say the state of Jimbo La, or you'd say the island of Kisiwa Cha. Anyway, I managed to get my dialogue done, and I think that I'm now going to try and study something more simple, which is family members. Because they're all people, that is all one noun group, and so it'll have the same way to say of, as well as the same way to use adjectives and verbs. In case you're interested in how I'm learning, I do the Duolingo. I have found online a summary at the University of Kansas site of Swahili grammar, because I really like to get an overview of the grammar of a language before I learn all the vocabulary. I put together flashcards in the old-fashioned way with index cards. So these are my vocabulary. And then I also have an index card, which is a summary of different grammars. These I'm going to put also on an online flashcard system, which will be handy because you always have it available and you can use your cell phone. But for the time being, I'm really trying very hard to not get distracted with all of the apps. The other thing is I've chosen 2 songs, which I found on YouTube with the English lyrics, and I'm learning those songs. One is a really well-known one, which basically starts with the dialogue that I'm using, so that's really helpful and easy. And the other one is just a really fun and funny song that a woman's singing to her husband, who she's saying, "Stop insulting me and stop talking." And it's a really sassy song with lyrics that I keep thinking maybe I could use those. So I'm having a lot of fun with it, and that's where I'm standing right now. See you tomorrow. Bye. Or as we say in Swahili, inshallah, sisi tasema kesho.